Balboa Stadium to face the all-new New York Jets. Aussies marching Chargers and pom-pom pretties set the stage for victory number 4. New Jets provided plenty of surprises for the Chargers on the first play from scrimmage. Former Charger Dick Wood, long, lean quarterback, hits in Bake Turner with a 51-yard aerial, and before you could say Astro Jet, the New Yorkers held a 7-0 advantage. But the Chargers have got plenty of ammunition in their arsenal. They fire back with Paul Lowe. Watch number 65, Gruneisen, make line coach Joe Madro proud with a block that propels Lowe to a 40-yard gain. The Chargers able to move the ball but unable to put points on the scoreboard. Young Johnny Hadel, right here, named by Associated Press as the AFL's Player of the Week for this afternoon's efforts, assumes command and gives promise of great things to come to the Chargers. John, in slow motion, fakes a counter to Keith Lincoln, but keeps the ball, rolls out around his right end. After a gain of 35 yards, Hadel is brought down by an irritated Marshall Starks. Johnny, a great scrambler, run, pass, battle in the scratch. This young guy from Kansas. Now here, 65, Gruneisen, and 64, Shea, provide the blocks to pave the way for a 17-yard romp by Lowe down to the 10. There's one, and bang, Shea gets his. Lowe plus football equals excitement. Again, we turn to the slow-motion camera, and Hadel climaxes this drive with a pretty pass play to Kasurik. This one's good for 8 yards and a touchdown. Johnny threads the needle on this throw, but Kasurik makes a high-flying catch of beauty. Big day. Boom. Hits the dirt and pay dirt. Chargers have the ball again, and Hadel puts them on the move on a check through to fullback Lincoln. Chargers gain 40 yards. Look at Lincoln get out of the clutches of Daynard Paulson. Keep his feet, tightrope down the sideline, eluding jet after jet. How many times he did that in 1963. Score tied 10-all. Hadel tosses to Jerry McDougal, and what looks like a run by Jerry turns into an 11-yard touchdown pass to Leapin' Lance. Allworth in the end zone. The Chargers go into the lead for the first time in the ball game, 17-10. George Blair kicks off to an old Charger nemesis, Dick Christie, and look at the determined effort now of the Charger backers. Rookie of the Year, Dick Westmoreland, a diamond in the rough, scouted out for the Chargers' always observant director of player personnel, Al Okasal. Westmoreland here, 25, battles Marshall Starks for more than 30 yards before applying the stopper to Christie's 71-yard return. The Jets have to settle for a field goal here as big tackle Hank Smith storms in to throw Wood for a 10-yard loss. Attaboy, Hank. However, the scrappy Jets forge back into the lead, 20-17. Time running out. Keith Lincoln and Shea give Lowe all the running room he needs to dash 30 yards to the 25-yard line before he's finally snowed under by a couple of the Jets. So Hadel keeps the drive alive with a 17-yard pass, play pass to the tight end, Jack McKinnon. Big Jack, 250 pounds, belts into a defender, and down to the 8-yard line he goes. Now behind perfect blocking, you'll see Lowe scamper the remaining 8 yards for the game-winning TD. The Chargers won it 24-20, left Balboa Stadium with the knowledge that the Jets set would be an aggregation to be reckoned with in the future. Here on a cold, windy night in New York, Ernie Park, DeLuca, Lowe look on a rain-soaked field and the Jets. Tobin Rote was red hot, weather notwithstanding. Here Tobin clicks on a 62-yarder to Allworth, and the Arkansas jumping bean makes like springs in the feet, once more off and running. What are you going to do with one like this, huh? Now, still rolling. The Chargers on a check-through find Rote looking and finding Keith Lincoln. And Keith makes a juggling catch. Hang on to it, Keith. 15 yards. Rote and Lowe get together quickly on a screen pass for the touchdown. Number 38, Jack McKinnon, 52, Don Rogers, and 64, Pat Shea all get a jet. Lowe makes like a jet as he sails on into the end zone. Now New York quarterback Dick Wood tries to sustain a drive and sneak for a first down, but an Auburn rookie, great, outstanding rookie, George Gross, the wrong man to run into. The resultant fumble recovered by Karras. Keith Kinderman over to help. Rote, who hit on 18 of 27 passes for more than 300 yards in the hallowed polo grounds, next hit Basurik on a 14-yard scoring play. Dick Harris, the league's second leading interceptor, steals a Wood aerial here, and Dick brings that football back 18 yards. Frank Bunkum gives Dandy Dick a little blocking help. There's the throw. That up, boy, right in there. Little freckle-faced corner man for the Chargers turns it on offensively now. Brings her back 18. Now we see Rote at his ball handling best. Complete another alley-oop pass to Live Lance. Look at that fake. Up she goes. Up he goes, and it's good for 16 yards. And again I say, what do you do with a guy like this? Now behind the blocking of Shea, number 64, 60 DeLuca, 75 Wright, and 19 Allworth, Lowe squirts in. Look at him clear the way. It's another touchdown. The Chargers are running off with the Broncos. The Jets, who next season will be playing in brand new 60,000-seat Flushing Meadows Stadium, are on the move as Wood passes complete to fullback Mark Smolinski, but watch Chuck Allen. Balooey, my aching back. Defensive captain Emil Karras recovers for the Chargers. Now, despite a fierce rush by Charlie Jenneret, Rote gets off the pass, and Allworth makes with the acrobatics. Hold it. Tony Stryker goes high, but Lance goes into orbit. And it's 6 points for the Chargers. The Chargers cap this 53-7 rout as Jerry McDougal, behind the blocking of 22 Lincoln, 52 Rogers, 64 Shea, who just wedged the Jets out, plunges over for the touchdown.
An all-league selection at the conclusion of the season, the 6'3", 241-pound Urbanus appears destined for a long tenure as one of the AFL's outstanding stars.
final game of the regular season, and the final one for all time at New York's historic Polo Grounds, is one the Bills must win, while Boston loses to Kansas City in order to force a playoff for the Eastern Division Championship. With Darryl LaMonica at quarterback, Cookie takes immediate charge. 12 yards on this play. Nine more here, and it sets up Mac Yoho's field goal. But the Jets are tough. They're still in it, as a matter of fact. Quarterback Galen Hall throws long and accurately. Don Maynard out-wrestles Willie West for the ball and continues on in for the lead touchdown. In the second half, the Bills know they've got to get moving. Glenn Bass, who has replaced Eddie Rutkowski, picks up 9. Now it's Cookie for 6. Cookie for 5 more. Bass for 9. And Kemp with his famous rollout for a very important touchdown. That one makes it close, but there's no cigar as yet. So Kemp rears back, and he heaves one to DeBenyon. Juby makes a great catch and takes the ball to the 12-yard line. Kemp throws to reliable Bill Miller on the Jets 1. And if you don't believe Cookie smells that playoff dough, watch this charge. It's the winner.
Len Dawson's longest pass play of the year was an 82-yard strike to Frank Jackson against the New York Jets. Jackson, number 26, used as a flanker for the first time in 1963, was an almost instant success. Tommy Brooker, the field goal kicking star of 1962, and Dick Johnson provided top-notch support for the 3 leading receivers, as did backs like Curtis McClinton and Abner Haynes, although their primary duties called for more running than catching. Haynes' longest run of the season was a 46-yard trip against the New York Jets. And Gerald Wilson, number 44, who besides being one of the AFL's best punters, gave evidence that he could catch and run with the football too. And Jerry Mays, number 75, grabbed a New York Jet fumble and sprinted 58 yards in the season's finale.